let's get rid of the number one source of errors in your game. The number one source of errors in your game is not your pop-up. It's also probably not hitting balls out of bounds. The number one source of errors in your game is hitting the net. My name is Tony Roig. It's a pleasure to be with you in this lesson. I'm a full-time pickleball coach. It is my job to transmit knowledge to you to help you play your best pickleball. If you're looking for a quick hit type of video, this is not the video for you. We have plenty of YouTube shorts and other content you can check out. In this video, we're going to go deep on the net and why it's causing so many errors in your play. All right, if you're still with me, then buckle up because we're going to go deep on the net. What we want to do is figure out what's going on with you, why we're hitting so many balls in the net, and what can we do to fix it. A lot of what we're going to talk about is actually psychology or decisions that you're making that are causing your shots to go into the net. It's not as much mechanical as you think. It's actually more mental. What's happening when our balls hit the net more than they should is we are making decisions that don't allow us to have enough margin or cushion around the net for our shot. So instead of hitting our shots to aim them this high over the net, we end up aiming our shots this high over the net and they end up landing in the net because we don't have enough cushion. A shot up here is less likely to hit the net than a shot down here. So the next question along our journey here is, why do we aim our shots here rather than here? My guess is that some of you have broken out into a cold sweat when I put the ball up here and you're already seeing a pop-up and you're aiming at smash for that ball. But is a shot that travels this high really a pop-up? The answer is not necessarily, because a ball this high does not have to be a pop-up as long as it doesn't travel deep enough. So a ball that travels this high over the net and then falls over the net like that is clearly not a pop-up because it bounces inside the non-volley zone. So we first want to tackle depth versus height. Once we get past depth and height, I'm going to cover the idea of the ball bouncing too high and being attackable. But first, let's address depth over height because we got to tackle that one first. So I'm going to give you two choices. I will let you hit two different types of shots my way. Okay? You can hit a shot that is going to be this high over the net, but it's going to travel this deep, meaning I'll be able to hit it here. Or you can choose to hit your ball this high over the net, but it's going to bounce here, halfway in the MBZ. Which one would you pick? It should be pretty clear that you would rather have a ball that travels along a higher arc or trajectory, as we refer to it inside the Better Pickleball Academy, and lands shallow, than have a ball traveling along a lower trajectory that travels deeper. Because the low, deeper ball is actually the one that's going to get attacked, whereas the high, shallower ball has an opportunity to use the most important part of the pickleball court that you may not be using enough of, the non-volley zone. So step one on your journey to reducing the number of your shots that land into the net is to recognize that pop-ups are caused not by height, but by depth. This tip here is really going to help you. And if you're enjoying this type of coaching, I'm going to put a link down below to our absolutely free strategy guide. Get it and keep improving your play. All right, so now we know that pop-ups are depth, not height. So we've taken that off the table. What's left now is, will the ball bounce up high enough that it can be attacked off of the bounce? I've lowered the camera to about the net level so you can see it better. What we're going to do now is we're going to basically drop balls from different heights, and let's see exactly what happens to the ball after it bounces. Because remember that with these shots, they're shallow enough that your opponent has to let the ball bounce before they can hit it. That is the entire point of this non-volley zone. And the key to this strategy is understanding the importance of the non-volley zone and the role that it plays in allowing us to avoid the net without getting attacked. Let's start with me showing you an extreme example of a drop. I'm about 6 foot tall. I'm going to hold the ball as high as I can, halfway inside the non-volley zone. Drop it from here. The highest it gets off the bounce is about the height of the net. Let me show you again. This is a Franklin X40. A little bit of mileage on it, but still in good shape. About the height of the net. This is the same height that we get in all of our camps when we demonstrate this. But what it shows you is even at extremes, the ball is barely above the net after the bounce. Let's take a look at a couple of ball bounces from more traditional trajectories on dinks, and let's see exactly how high the ball goes after it bounces. As you can see with those, the ball never got higher than around here. So a ball around here is not really going to be attackable in a way where your opponent can make their shot land inside the court. If a player decides to attack a ball from here, it is either going to end up in the net or out of bounds. Final layer, then recommendations. Do you need to spin the ball in order for it not to be attackable off the bounce? The answer is generally no. For most levels of play, hitting a flat dink on a shallow trajectory that bounces in the non-volley zone is going to do plenty and make it not attackable. Once you get to 5.0 plus play and you're playing a pro level, consider cutting the ball then, because those players are a different level of play. But I will tell you, even the pros do not cut all of their dinks. They hit a lot of their dinks flat. The awesome thing about exploring solutions to our pickleball problems in this manner is that you already pretty much know the answer, because we've built up to it, because now you understand the why. We've dispelled some misconceptions that are very common out there. We've talked about the most important part of the court and how to use it. So now you know that in order to avoid the net or take it out of play, you're going to give yourself enough clearance over the net so you have a nice margin for error. You're not going to hit shots like this anymore, whether it's dinks, whether it's serves, returns. You're going to lift up the ball. The farther away you are from the net, the higher you're going to aim. Also, the more trouble you're in, the higher you're going to aim. No matter what, you're not going to hit or aim your shots like this any longer to take the net out of play. If you've enjoyed this type of coaching where you actually learn the reasons why you do the things you do so that you can come up with the answers, join us at the Better Pickleball Academy. It'd be my pleasure to coach you in there. Till next time.